Thank you very much. Thank you, DJ. Thank you, DJ. Thank you, DJ. Thank you very much, Your Excellencies. Thank you for coming out this morning. You could have taken time to be anywhere else, but you chose to be here. I still see some people sitting way back when we have space in front. Please move forward. Can the ushers please get the event started? Thank you very much. Thank you for coming. Now, so that it won't look as if we didn't give you time to bond, I'm going to ask the DJ to play music for about 2 minutes. I mean, what discount you will get. But this is the way to get the discount. The person with the highest numbers of complimentary cards here this morning that he or she did not come with will get a whooping. Commissioner, your fine just went up. If you sit up in the next...
has been convened to achieve several strategic objectives, which include the following: to strengthen partnerships across the tourism, entertainment, and hospitality value chain, to enhance service delivery and improve destination competitiveness, to explore new and sustainable tourism opportunities across the state, and to harness the potential within the tourism, entertainment, and creative sectors. Today's conversation, panel discussions, technical sessions, and stakeholder engagements are designed to generate practical insights that will assist in enhancing our infrastructure, our safety, and strengthening regulatory frameworks, elevating service standards, and improving promotional strategies. These insights are critical as Lagos continues to attract growing local and international interest. We must ensure that our systems are efficient, inclusive, and responsive to the evolving needs of a dynamic global tourism industry. Your contributions would shape how ready we are to welcome the increasing number of visitors, tourists, and investors exploring the heartbeat of Nigeria, positioned as the tourism hub of Africa and a gateway to the world. This is time for us to participate actively, share knowledge, engage professional skills, and network. What we build will influence the growth and development of the tourism sector for years and beyond. Let me conclude that our decision here today will decide our readiness for the
from 1.1 trillion to 4.2. The allocation for tourism recreation, I think, has grown about 7 times. So Lagos State is bringing in more people, you're getting more experiences, and so safety is incredibly important. So we're happy to have all the agencies that are present here that will be part of this stakeholder engagement to make sure that as Lagos State is providing all these new experiences that the tourism, Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Arts is going to be overseeing, that everyone is safe. So let's give a warm round of applause to Mrs. Olubunmi Jagede, who is representing the Director General of the Lagos State Safety Commission for this technical presentation on safety.
The Commission since inception has carried out our functions using the 4 E, which is engineering, education, enforcement, as well as evaluation. We evaluate from time to time what we put in place, and then we set new targets for ourselves to ensure that we keep improving by the day. And to ensure a safe environment, we have quite a number of strategies that we have employed as a government entity to ensure we keep a tab on all our activities within the sector. One of these is the regulation of hospitality facilities. I would like to say like 90% of the hospitality facilities within Lagos State. And we look at events from 200 and above, and we expect that they register their events and ensure that they get the permits with the blood marshal, as the case may be, and then ensure that there's an ambulance. Every requirement that will be given, every requirement is on that letter, on the permit that will be issued to you, and then we expect that. Also, part of what we do.
Yes, ma'am.
For our crowd-ready strategy for this end of the year events in Lagos State, we are expecting that adherence to venue capacity limits is key with all these event owners. These nightclubs, because we understand that nightclubs today have events having like capacity. So we expect adherence to venue capacity limits, presence of medical safety marshal, security personnel, safety techniques like first aid, CPR, application for rapid emergency response. The trained tourism marshal will also be visibly branded. Of course, like I've said, we are branded and will carry out pre-event risk assessment and make recommendations on infraction control at this event. Constantly touching base with facility owners within the sector through information dissemination, trainings, and engagement with all these owners of facilities. For club owners, we'll be employing the use of social media, radios, and street signages for our awareness on no drugs, no firearms, no underage at clubs. And then there was a real-time hotline that has been designated for people to send us messages on infractions or just serve as whistleblower infractions, accidents, and incidents have occurred within these facilities. For safety at waterfront.
I think because our safety is important, we should give her a very safe round of applause. December in Lagos is going to be the biggest. This December in Lagos is going to be the biggest and the best. Believe you me, like we say on the streets. They say when a man tells you, believe you me, I'll be whatever, that he wants to lie to you. But this time, I'm telling you the truth. Permit me to welcome Triple Chief Bolanle Austin Peters, Terra Culture and Bolanle Austin Peters Production. Balogun, a round of applause for him. Honorable Commissioner for Transport, you can leave us on the express. You can leave us on the express.
I think that when we're done, you can also throw in his comments as well. And of course, our head for waterways as well. Let's go that ties into the tourism goals of Lagos being welcoming to the entire world for the celebrations this December.
Last month, our core responsibility is to ensure seamless mobility of goods and services across the nooks and crannies of the state. For benefit of doubt, the digits are 080 000 527862. It's totally free. In case of any accident, in case of any breakdown, in case of any emergency on Lagos route, you can reach us for free. And we have over 10 responders that will respond to all these calls. You can communicate to us through English, Yoruba, and for those that cannot communicate through the tool, they can equally reach us through pidgin. Since the establishment of this COVID line, The agency has received over 12,000 calls, which have been duly attended to. At times, people call in to give us for this 30 December program. For people that were coming from diaspora, the 30 December to Lagos. Seamless and free flow mobility is assured. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, sir. So, expansion of manpower.
The party wasn't properly taken care of. But now that we have them on ground, there are men alongside last month that will ensure that the parking is properly done, the big boundaries, nightclubs, these event centers, all of that have been taken to public sense. Beyond them organizing that as well, they also equipment has been what am I talking about? There are issues or there are times when they need to maybe move out a vehicle that is blocking everyone. You know how people behave, maybe they go out, they go out and so they take those cars out just to ensure that traffic keeps flowing. So like I said, in collaboration with MASMA, they're also out all night, all day to ensure that parking is seamless. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Honorable Commissioner, I want to take advantage of the fact that I'm sitting with you on stage.
Emergency. But because we know how frequent there will be a lot of movement on the waterways, we'll have a lot of inspection, we'll have a lot of boats patrolling our waterways on a constant basis. So for us, it's just to enable all of this to ensure that people are safe, people are secure. As much as possible, we try not to encourage night travel, but we know that it will happen. But we try as much as possible to reduce it to its barest minimum. And this is on the side of safety. But we also work with the Navy and the Marine Police in terms of security, because security is a big thing, especially with now we know what's going on in the country. We have to ensure that we also keep all of our borders secure, because the waterways is somewhere that easily can come in, and it's something that the Navy and the Marine Police have been looking quite closely to. So for us, like you mentioned, is to ensure
of Lagos State. So for this December, we're expecting more than what we did last year, going by the order that we already taken and the booking we have confirmed already. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
So please soundproof your clubs, because if it's not soundproof, we're going to start having problems. You cannot run beyond 11 p.m. if your club is not soundproof. If your lounge is open and you don't have noise monitors installed, again, you can't run beyond 11 p.m. Now, if you want to enjoy this December so that you are not shut down as a business owner, you need to have all of these things sorted. The last thing I'm going to mention is that, fortunately or unfortunately, a lot of people have now converted their apartments to shortlets, right? There's now a shortlet move on the island, or in many more places, maybe even in Kedaja area. What that has done is, a lot of people now come to host parties at these shortlets. They host all kinds of parties. As an agency, we don't care about the kind of party you're hosting. We just must make sure that the residential decency that you have rented apartments is maintained. And you are not the one waking up your neighbors with all kinds of screams and loud noises and whatever sounds that you're making. You need to keep it within your block or within your, and then don't block roads with parking, and things like that. So basically, keep it simple. Don't flout our regulations and we will not fight. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. Just one more.
It's actually on the upper scale, but there's more that happens outside of the core things that we talk about, those of us that are upward mobile. The patterns that we've seen is that the people in the middle class and the low class aspire to enjoy the things that the people in the upper class aspire to. And therefore, there's still a disparity of income. And even within that disparity of income is the ability to then create things that simulate the experiences that the upper class enjoy. I'll say it in simple terms. The need for us to start to think of the entire economy and the ecosystem as a unicent economy, and that the ability of everybody to
and that's how you have your clean beach. So how do you create that kind of environmentally sensitive and awareness as well for people to know that, okay, let's have a few group of people, this is their stretch. In Lashe, X 3-4 people every day they have a tractor with a salt breaker, they clean it in the morning. Where do they take the rubbish to? And they do the same for irrigation and all the way down to Badagry. So
That's one aspect of it. So we have all these.
We're talking about no light in Lashe. There's no light in the LGBT either. And so what we just think about it, that a place that is accessible by road has no electricity, we power our business with generators around the clock. So how do we then become profitable? And thank you for talking about financing, because the land is leased. You're not mortgaging, right? Nobody wants to give you credit. And when they give you credit, they give you for 12 months. An investment as a 3-year ROI, you talk about ROI, it then makes no sense. The balance between, and by the way, you're borrowing at 36%.
The policy, we're insisting now that we have to regulate beyond what we've done. We have to come up with new policies that will support things like this. So we have 10 reclamation works or 10 estates or islands in Lagos. And you get a different feel from each one of them. I'm sure you agree with me right now that when you look at the kind of architecture, which is one of the things that attracts people, you will see that it speaks to something completely different.
Don't see government that have listened to us, that has engaged with us, that we engage with. I mean, there were commissioners in tourism before she came. I don't even appear at all because she didn't get it. But now we have people we can dialogue with, and things are improving. And that's why we're encouraged to come to this kind of forum. Thank you.
In closing, as I can see them looming over me, I'd love to ask the Commissioner of Waterfront Infrastructure Development, how can stronger collaboration between government and private operators accelerate the emergence of Lagos as Africa's prime coastal destination?
It's already something that's in effect anyways, because we work with
Kenny Sanders, God bless you. Thank you for coming. We move on quickly to the next panel. And this panel, you have a question. Okay. Can you write it out on a piece of paper, sir?
And so that's two. And then the third part is from the government as well. So far, like we have all said, this has been the most responsive government. But there is so much that we can do in terms of making visas accessible. We've been trying to get visas for the talent coming in this December, the people working on our shows, and it has proven quite difficult. And so I think if all of those three work together in tandem, we can definitely make sure that we can expand our experience all year round, because we know that the consumers want it. They are ready more than ever before.
The entire state delegation and ensure the successful execution, right? We've seen lessons from E1 that is possible. We can now actually visualize the ecosystem. We can see the value chain come to life. Waterfront can attest to it, waterways can attest to it. We can see where jobs will be created. We can see where the money is going to come in if E1 happens every year. E1 is going to give birth to multiple water-based activities that will happen every year, and that's how expansion happens. So if we get to the point, look at 30 December as an example that if we get it right, the first panel was transport, security, and whatnot. And just before that panel started, the lady from the Safety Commission spoke, and I could hear a little bit of a disconnect where, why is it that when you are registering your company from CAC as a media, entertainment, or some boats, and if you want to, they're coming in, whether we like it or not. So the question is about preparedness. We use this opportunity to align. We need stronger stakeholder engagement, more rapid, more frequent. Everybody needs to be on the same page, from government to the private sector to stakeholders. And we use things once we get it right. It's not going to be perfect in 2025. But
So I'll do it in the second round.
No, there are few ones, sir. So few ones. Thank you. Larry, you too.
Celebration of film, celebration of fashion, of our culture, of plays. I think December is the culmination of everything that they talked about, but heighten it, take it bigger and better, and just spread it all across, not just Lagos, but across
20 years and into 32 countries. And I can tell you firsthand, I've never seen any nightlife experience and energy like how the Lagos nightlife is.
Good afternoon, everyone. When it comes to product quality, stakeholders have developed standards for these products. He just mentioned soft drink and many others. Even now, there are standards being developed for cuisines, food products. So, our organization ensures at the factory level that these products meet the minimum Nigerian industrial standards. And these standards are what the stakeholders of manufacturers have put together to set a minimum benchmark for the food products. Now, these standards also conform with international best practices. That's the international specifications for these products. So my organization ensures that this product meets the minimum benchmark by obtaining what we call, there's a certification mark, product certification mark that we have, which we expect every consumer to know.
That have occurred. I read a statistic the other day that in 2025, more restaurants closed in the world than even in the year of COVID. And that's because of changes in consumer behavior and whether or not you are able to respond and change. So what I would say is that even Nito, we can't forget that one, where we had very serious confrontations. So at this point, what we need is support. Support in the visa fees that people are going to pay when they're coming to Nigeria. Support in giving more visibility to organizations like ours. Support by having conversations that matter. Like I said, I just feel this is so well timed, and I'm really happy that we were able to bring this up.
Amazing, thank you very much.
Would have done or dealt with 70% of all criminalities and crime in society. The average individual who goes about committing rape, the individual who goes on armed robbery, the individual who goes assaulting a fellow human being does not do it with his same mind. He does it under the influence of illicit substances. And so, to make a U-type and in fact to make Lagos safe for all of us, Dendele has always in a mandate, has always effected the arrest of illicit drug users, has always gone out on sensitization and enlightenment campaigns from schools to churches to mosques to artisans, market women, to enlighten them on the dangers of illicit drug use and abuse. And
this short closing keynote on this fantastic event that you put together to show that Lagos is ready. My brother Joe, please sit down because you need to hear this. Don't go, Joe. Sit down. I know you're going to do it. Well, distinguished stakeholders, partners, friends of Lagos, become one of the most powerful cultural, economic moments in Africa. A season where the world turns its eye on our great city, Lagos. A season that brings diaspora home, draws travelers from across the globe, inspires creators, fills up our venues, and showcases the energy that Lagos, unlike any other place in the world, presents. Let's take Davos in Switzerland. Let's take Cannes in the south of France. Let's take Ibiza in Spain, all in one month. But honestly, Lagos was always like this. From Cecil Hammond's Minimum Blog to Toro Entertainment's Oric. And native land concerts, heralding the Bata dancers, showcasing culture on the stages of terror culture. And then we assemble in Lagos Countdown to close the year. Lagos has always provided entertainment to the world. But something has changed. The world has taken notice of our diamond and travelers in droves are coming to our country. A blessing and a strain. Therefore, what is at stake is no longer just a thing amongst us Lagosians. It is now an ambition. It is now a game changer. You see, December matters. This one in particular. It is not just about entertainment. It is not just about nightlife, but something deeper. The story that we tell of who we are. Because in today's world, the media, especially social media, is not just a side element, it's the main dish. It's the infrastructure that reshapes reputation. It's the infrastructure that brings investment. It's the infrastructure that can destroy trust and at the same time can hasten opportunity. And Lagos, Nigeria, is competing like every other nation for tourists, for investment, for credibility, for partnerships, and for global attention. And that is where you come in. Every one of you in this room. And that's why I asked that Joe must not go. Because you all in this room are the platforms that are the new billboards for Nigeria. Your stages are the canvas where a new Lagos story will be written. Share passion, creativity, and grit. We must strategically protect it. We must guide it. We must guard it. And we must elevate it. We must learn from others. I worked in Ghana for many years. And Ghana spends millions of money on their year of return, and the moment the funds dried up, the returns also did dry up, but it reduced drastically. I was so blown away by the excellence in the organization of the EWO and the entire process of the round of applause. And so we must collaborate in this season to ensure that together we win. We must ensure safety, quality, hospitality, and professionalism at its peak. In our hashtag, December in Lagos, that's the hashtag. Let's unite in our communication. Let's pay our promoters who are promoting the show. Let's hire PR agencies. Let's engage TV stations. Let's be unified in the story that we tell. Restaurants, concert owners, bars, prepare your crisis communication press releases. Be prepared if something goes wrong. This morning I had a perfect plan. Room for human error. But the question is, when those mistakes happen, how are you going to make your customers feel? I spoke to Shani when I saw that I was in trouble this morning. I connected with Kudi, who's planning the event. I sent a message to Ben Daniel, just managing expectations. I asked my CEO, who's sitting here to moderate, sent him the questions I prepared. I was ahead of it.
After a short stay in Lagos, before you continue with your journey. So for this 30th December, we are also working assiduously to ensure that all our team customers and passengers are well treated, well received in the airport. So we are doing that. And we assure you that we continue to partner with Lagos State Government to ensure that the tourism business in Lagos will continue to grow. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. God bless you. I must add that the experience arriving in Nigeria is changing.
Engaging all other stakeholders in the value chain, the creatives, the hotel owners, everybody is here. We are collaborators in progress. We are not in any leadership tussle or regulatory tussle. But we will continue to meet with your members. We will continue to engage them and we will continue to promote them because we believe that they are our ambassadors. Aside from the Nollywood, they are our greatest ambassadors. Like somebody said earlier on, if you go to any country in the world, where there's a playlist, by the time you get on the third song, it is a Nigerian song, it is Afrobeat. And I think that that should be what we're looking at and not any other thing. How we're going to promote them for that, how we're going to make them bigger and greater, how we're going to make them continue to be our representatives, and we can all live happy. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Ever performing audacious governor, Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, governor of Lagos State, for his visionary leadership and steadfast support for a globally competitive. Appreciate Mr. Deputy Governor for his unflinching support. Dr. Kadri Obafemi Hamzat, we thank you very much. Our sincere appreciation also goes to our amiable and dynamic, beautiful and cerebral Commissioner, Mrs. Tope Benz Naweza, who has changed the narrative in the tourism space. We thank you very much, ma'am. We appreciate you. Vice Mr. Idris Arebe, for his support. To all stakeholders, practitioners, investors, policymakers, we thank you for your valuable contributions, your insights, and commitment to the growth of this industry. We appreciate your active participation today and always. And special, in Lagos we say special toile to our panelists, to our moderators, our resource persons, all delegates and participants at this very august occasion in November. We appreciate the media support that we are getting, and we look forward to more collaboration and more partnership. Finally, I cannot finish or end these words of appreciation by not, and I cannot really be a disservice if I do not mention the support and hard work of all management staff of the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture. All staff here and at home, we thank you. We thank you very much. We appreciate your support. A greater Lagos is indeed rising, and we thank everyone for coming. God bless you all. Have a wonderful week. Thank you so much. Thank you. Of course, I thank our MC especially. Our MC. Oh, yeah. Thank you.
My dear